Hey, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today we're gonna take a look into the SDesk 2025. And what is that particular distro in our OS? Why is it SDesk? It stands for SDesk operating system. And I have the website here. It is stevestudio.net for the SDesk operating system. Fast, secure, and easy to install. So let's take a look into this SDesk OS. So download right here. Just explore, click the explore, and then you have the download right here. Go right here below and go to the download. You can switch SDesk for free of charge and flash it into your operating system disk image on your USB over 12 gigabytes of storage. Okay, let's try to click this one. Click download. So I'll be using the ISO file, which is our UEFI compatible and live boot. So the password is live, don't forget that one. The system requirements for the hardware for the SDesk is just very minimum. You only at least have like 4 gigabytes of random access memory. It's gonna be running smoothly, and it is a low RAM, so very smooth. Okay, and you have the 720, at least 720p for your resolution display. And for your storage space, either HDD or SDD, that stands for the hard disk drive and the solid state drive, at least 64 gigabyte of space. You can use this for any compatible computer like Windows or Linux computer, laptop, or computer desktop. Okay, so let's download that one. So don't forget to put it on your download folder. You have to put it there so that you will not get confused. I already downloaded it, so if you haven't downloaded it yet, you could like download this one right here. Okay, I didn't mind that I already downloaded this. Okay, let's try to open up the boxes, the GNOME boxes. Oops, I still have the Regatta and Pardos. So let's click this one, select an ISO file. So where is the SDesk? Oh, it's here. And let's click this one. So SDesk 2025, I'll give it about 8. And instead of like the minimum, I'll use maybe, okay, I'll be using 80. Okay, doesn't need to have like minimum, so I'm just gonna use that one. And then maximize this one, of course. So we have this different option. I'll be using try install. Of course, I'm gonna click that one. It is smoother compared to last year that I test this one. It is much faster and smoother. Okay, we are in our live boot. They are using like Arch, but it is a, I think this is GNOME. Yes, it is using the GNOME desktop. So let's try to install this one. I'll be using this live boot as my installation. Let's click next. I'm using English. If you're not in Thailand, you could like click right here wherever you want it to. Filipino English, I'll be okay with that one. Okay, let's click next. I don't have any other operating system, so I have to just use the whole disk. Okay, and this is the summary. I'm okay with all of that. I'll install it now. Let's wait for it to reach 100%. I think this will be less than 5 to 10 minutes if it is possible. Remember, this is Linux, not Windows. If you are installing Windows, you'll be like maybe 3 hours to install everything from the driver to the operating system. But right here in Linux, actually you just need to install like the operating system, and everything will be it will be like running smoothly afterwards. I don't know why, but if you are using NVIDIA, you have separate installer. So if you're using NVIDIA, so your ISO file, it will be right here. Okay, everything is all set. It's already installed to our computer. Let's restart now. Let's power it off first. Okay, let's turn it on again and maximize it. Now this is the initial boot. Alright. So we're being asked if we're gonna use the Philippine English or the American English. I'll be okay with that one. Philippine English will be okay. I'll be using the international keyboards. And let's use the Iloilo. Do they have Iloilo? Nope, they don't have. How about the Philippines? Okay, they don't have my hometown Iloilo, but they use the Masbate. just north of the Iloilo or the Panay Island. That is so funny. Let me see if other than, they didn't even put Cebu. No Cebu? Come on. Okay, I'll be using the Masbate. Okay, that's okay. Full name, I'll be using my brand name, Rialbbe. Password, I'll be using 4-character only. And also, I'll be confirming that one. And let's start using the SDesk Linux operating system. Alright, it is installing it, everything, right? So this is their desktop. Let's try to see the desktop user interface. Oh, so we have, okay, we also have installation for our update. Let's update it now. And of course, I'll be using only my 4-character, then enter it. So it is based in Arch. So we have some terminal interaction right here. We have 218 total update. And the day, well, it is in Filipino, which means Julio 14. So we're still updating right here. Okay, let me minimize this one first. So we have this desktop user interface. We have the top bar right here, plus the lower deck right here. We have the start menu right here, just like in Google Android or in Google Chrome. So it is very familiar, right? Even the icons right here, the quick launch application, it's still like Google Chrome or Google Android, right? Because this is actually a GNOME, because Google is also using Linux as their base. So if you say you don't know how to use Linux, you're actually using Linux. You didn't know that one. Even in airplanes, they actually use Linux. Even in space, except for the email, I think because they don't want to get confused, like the desktop will be the same as sending email, and for the operating system of the space probe, space shuttle, space rocket, spaceships, so they use actually Linux. Even your Tesla, your cars, even computer boxes of your cars are actually Linux. So anyway, let me see. So this is the quick launch. Plus right here you have Desk A, right here Desk A and Desk B. So I could like click right here so that you could like see it. This is Desk B. So we have this one, the emojis, right? So we have the update right here, plus the internet screenshot right here. If you want to screenshot, you have the settings. Yeah, there it is. You have settings. You also have the lock, unlock, wired internet or Wi-Fi. It's up to you. Balance mode, saver. No, I'll use the balance mode. Dark style, like that one, the dark mode. See, nice, right? So if you don't want to use the dark mode, you're just gonna click it again. So that is the desktop user interface. Of course, we also have some icons right here, like this one. We could like unmount this one if we wanted to, and then move this one right there, or maybe right here, or maybe let's move them both. Okay, so how about we have the right click of our mouse, we have the settings right here. It's up to you to use it if you want to change the icons or change the desktop. So you have the desktop right here. Cool, right? Or start the shell, background change background. Let me see if they have different types of background. Okay, they're using GNOME appearance, so you could like look for your favorite wallpaper right here. Last year I tried this one. They don't have any return to their original wallpaper. Now at least you have this one. At least you have the options now. Last year it was not like this. You could also add okay, you can play with this one. So you could also change the accent. For example, like this one, if you want some orange accent like this, if you use the blue or the pink or any color like that. I think I'll use the red one so that I could not like mistaken what is the highlight. Okay, how about, let me see if we have a lot of, no, they don't have any other options. Alright, we already have our desktop user interface plus the wallpaper and appearance. Now let's go to the application. Let me see if it's finished. No, we have another update. Okay, let's enter our super secret password and enter that one because it's asking for another password to continue installing the update. After that, we will try to go to the application. Okay, we are all set. SDesk is up to date. Of course, let's exit this one and then proceed to the application. Let's try to start with this one. We have the swirl, which is the web browser. Let's click that one. Let's demonstrate the swirl. There you have it. They're using actually the DuckDuckGo for their search. So SDesk Linux. Okay, let's click that one. Let's search for the website if they have it. Yes, they have it. So you have the GitHub at the same time, the Linux app compiler. Now they're using for Windows too. Okay, so this is the official repository. You could also use the website stevestudio.net/download. There you have it. You could like use this one. Cool, right? So let me close this. And you also have the email, the calendar, plus the music, file manager, which is probably they're using GNOME. How about this one, the Occupy? Let me see. The Occupy is their app installer or the software center. Let me minimize that one first. And this is the dist, and you have the trash. Cool. So let me click this one for us to check out the other application aside from the quick launch right here. So we have the GNOME extension at the same time to like use the different types of style. This is the light style. You could turn it off too. See, it's dark. You could have the light or the dark. Ta-da! That's the dark. Let me see. Themes, yes, I'm using themes. System monitor, we could turn it on. Screenshot, blah blah blah. So nice. But they don't have any like welcome app. Okay. So let me close the extension. And let's proceed to the other page. Of course, this is their other apps. They're using LibreOffice. Okay. And video right here, all generic. Typical GNOME or GNOME. Okay, let me use the Occupy. So let's try to look for our other software. So let me see if we could like look for only Office. Ooh, they don't have. Let me see if they have other Office aside from LibreOffice. Well, they all use LibreOffice. How I wish we have other option. We have GOffice, the GNOME Office. How about the KDE Office? Oh, this is what we call the Calibra. They don't have any, only Office. So let us see if we could like use the only Office. Let's try to download. Okay, we are now in the download page. Let's swirl around. So let's go down right there. We are using the Arch repository. You could like use the FlatHub, of course. Let's go to the FlatHub. How to install? Of course, click this one and then go to the terminal. Copy paste and then hit enter. Proceed to click yes, proceed to click install yes, and then let's try to install everything. And after that, let's try to run it after we hit 100%. We have 6 installation, so we need to install this 6 repository. So we have this one, default, extra, local, the open H26 for the platform, and the desktop editor. So let's wait for that to hit 100%, all of this, and click next. Okay, it is already completed. Let's try to minimize this one if it is working. So let me click the all apps. Let's look for only Office right here. So it's cool, right? Maximize this one. And of course, we have the 4-in-1. We have the document, spreadsheet, presentation, and the PDF all in one. You create, edit, and collaborate all in one place. Cool. It is powerful tool for documents, spreadsheets, slideshow, PDF editing, forms, and conversation, real-time cloud collaboration. Just drop and drag, and then you have all the settings right here and below. If you want the dark, okay, dark mode, you could like click and apply. There you have it. Modern dark, modern light, or the classic light, or the light dark. Ooh, okay. I like the modern dark. There. Okay. So cool, right? You could like go back right here and open your PDF. If you want to create a new PDF or new presentation or new spreadsheet or new document all in one. As I said, it is up to you. Right? So let me close everything. No, I don't want to save. If you want to look for more apps without the software center, you could use the flathub.org to download your application. So you have all the options right here, from the productivity to the graphics to your audio turntable. Ooh, nice. Weak. Okay, you also have the audiobooks right here. Cozy, cassette, unofficial music client. You have the education right here, network, and games. You have all the games right here. Developers tool, science. I mostly use the Bionic Manager. So most of the time I use this one for calculation. If you want to use some electronic design, you could use this one. Boxes for your virtualization. Actually, I'm using it right now for test this operating system, SDesk. Utilities right here, and many more. Okay, from trending to popular. So let me go back to the FlatHub, and if you want to set it up first, you have to come over here. But SDesk is already set up for the FlatHub, so you don't need to worry about that one. But if you're using Ubuntu, well, you have to install it to make it happen. Oh well, what can I say? Ubuntu is a little bit hard. They have all the documentation, but it's not like before that it is already like easy to use. Nowadays you have to learn to read the documents before using Ubuntu. This is for basic computer engineering subjects or courses. But if you're using like SDesk, Big Linux, you don't need to like install. It is already installed for you. So conclusion on this one, well, it is easy. It's just like the Android or the Google Chrome. How about it feels like, let me see, it feels like Windows/Mac. Yes, it's a little bit like Windows and Mac. It is in between. Ordinary or advanced user experience, well, this is just a little bit like ordinary, not so much. For me, you could like use this one for your daily driver. At least this is now stable compared to last year. It was still unstable. Even the website, it wasn't finished yet at that time, but now it is okay. How to shut down? Of course, you just go right here in the power button and click the power button again, and you have the shutdown. It is called power off. So if you have some question, feel free to ask me. Write it and comments down below. I'm Blair, your science computer math and engineering teacher. Bye for now and see you in the next episode of OS operating system. So catch you in the next adventure. Ciao! Now let's click shutdown. Power off. Shutdown.